The servers incorporated, serving since 2007. Queen shit film. It's just a game. We have to do better productions, and we really do. So, I'm battling my opponent from Maryland, Ollytips. He wanted to rematch. I said okay. I had another team. So I pulled out my servers. They're a good team. I've been redoing them ever since, I think November of 2007. They were my second team after the cleaners. So right here he goes for the stealth rocks. I know he's going to do something other than attack. And I go for the trick room. Now this is an OU battle, but sometimes I like to pull out the NUs and the BLs and all the other stuff. So I switched because I saw an explosion coming on or something. I don't know. I wasn't sure. But an explosion came on. And he exploded right in Dustnor's face, but it doesn't affect Dustnor. So I'm winning. Pretty good battle. Like, yes, I'm winning. Got my health back a little bit from the stealth rocks and stuff like that. So I'm waiting for the next Pokemon to come out, planning what I'm gonna do. And he pull a crow, paw, light, whatever. And right here I'm gonna taunt because I know it's gonna do something to stall me. But it misses the toxin. I'm like, yes, I clap up for that. And I go for the taunt. And right here, I believe I'm going to switch because I have nothing to do to this thing. I did this battle long ago. So he switched. So I'm like, that's good. He pulled out Sugar Tits. Ha 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 ha. That thing, I'm like, oh no. But I did not switch. I used Willow Whip. So I'm like, yes, I used the right move. But I think I'm going to have a problem with this Pokemon. I don't know. Snorlax, I always have problems with Snorlax. Snorlax is one of my greatest foes. So I switched and I pulled out Sorrow. My Machamp. I took Stealth Rock damage. I used Crunch. No cursing, whatever. And got a critical hit. I was like, wow. So that Sorrow's a beast. So right here, I'm predicting a switch, a Crunch, Curse. I'm just gonna bulk up here, and the trick room is back to normal. No more trick room. I'm just waiting to see what he's going to do, cause right here I'm getting ready to bulk up. It's Hulkamania time. I'm getting ready to go wild. If you still watch wrestling or anything like that. So he switched Sugar Tits and he pulled out Gunnery. I'm like, okay, that thing. Only thing that thing can do is explode and make me go to sleep. And Gyro Ball, whatever. So I'm just gonna like bulk up like crazy. I've tried this trick with Pokey 3P1 before. Just like bulk up like madness, crazy, just bulk up. That's all I can do is trying to gain all my health back because this thing is a threat to my team too. So I'm going for the second bulk up. He went for Earthquake. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Earthquake. It's alright. But remember, I'm bulking up. Got the leftovers. I'm running well. So right here, I use bulk up again. The third bulk up. I'm actually faster, so that's pretty cool. And he used explosion. And he explodes like boom, like no, not explosion. And I survived, like almost half damage. I'm like, yes, ha 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 ha. And I'm just eating chewed up pears with what others people say and stuff like that. Just eating leftovers. But my Machop, he don't eat pears and stuff. He eat a steak. So he ate a steak and, he got his health back. So right here, I'm like, I need to take this thing out before it becomes dangerous. So I just dynamic punch, and luckily I was faster. See, with my trick room, I really don't never go with the minus speed. I just don't give any speed EVs and IVs at all, and just like, hey, go to adamant. Make sure 31 IVs in attack, at least about 30 to 29. I forget the numbers, and like HP. So this Pokemon explodes on me. I'm like, oh man, not another explosion. So Sorrow survived 2 explosions with, with 3 bulk ups. And Sorrow is running well, like Hulkamania would do. So I'm just waiting, and he pulled out Luna. I'm like, right here, it might be faster. I don't know what I want to do. It might own me. I'm like, it had its run. Like, think about at least about how many Pokemon fainted? 4 Pokemon fainted so far. So I'm like, okay, I'm cool. But Luna's probably a problem for me because I'm like, man, Luna, I hate Cresselia. Honestly, I hate all legends. I think they're cheap, really. One reason why, because like Pokestave, it's like I don't know, I don't mind Pokestave anymore. Probably in 2007, like oh damn Pokesaving, but hey, people do what they have to do. So right here, he goes for the Thunder Wave. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You Thunder Waving a team who wants to be slow, but that's cool. So I use my Lumberry to cure me, and I use Trick Room. Just for in case, you know, Dusknoir, not Dusknoir, but anything with hypnosis that fast come out and just try to like put my Jessime to sleep. No, it won't happen. So right here, I try to use Toxic, but I couldn't. I'm like, oh man, it didn't work. And I just got these 2 walls. It's supposed to be his stalling team. I'm like, man, stalling team, this team. I guess you can call this a stalling team too. My fighting Pokemon it's been knocked out. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I pull out Queen shit, thinking about just like charging up. And I use Amnesia. I'm like, wow, that's some different Pokemon tactic there. Amnesia. That's pretty good. So got the leftovers, and I'm gonna get my leftovers too with Queen shit. And I'm just waiting. Guess right here, I'm gonna go for the Nasty Plot. I know the max of Nasty Plot is like 3. Yep, I can do 3 Nasty Plots. So he goes for another Amnesia again. I'm like, okay, that's cool. We're like bulking up. This whole team was like about stat enhancing. So I'm just stat enhancing, and he's burned. So that's cool. So I'm just waiting, getting ready to do another Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot. I'm nasty plotting his demise because, well, you know, this is not the team, but it's just a game we have to do better. The other team we must win at all costs. Have all these teams. So it's burned, and dimensions go back to normal. And I believe I went to Trick Room. I'm not sure, but he's faster than me. I'm like, wow, that's cool. And he used Curse, and his speed went down, his attack went down. And I believe I used Trick Room. I thought he didn't have Curse, but that's cool though. That's alright. That's the whole point of the game, to trick me and stuff. So he's getting ready to sweep my team. Basically, I'm getting ready to be a goner. So he cursed up again. I'm like, okay, that's cool. He tried to raise up all his stats before he do a rest or something like that. So I went for another Nasty Plot. I believe that's the 3rd Nasty Plot. And I believe this is it right here. I have to own his team, or, you know, something bad is going to happen to me. Or he gonna crush me. Something like that, I don't know. He's faster than me too. So he crunches. I'm like, oh man. Probably just gonna survive with probably just like a speck of HP, but did have. I'm like, so I guess he didn't get a lot of curses up. And I just sweep him away with Surf. But it's still alive. And I was expecting him to rest here. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna rest. And I'm gonna be gone. And stuff like that. It's gonna be horrible. So everybody's getting their leftovers. Queen shit is eating something out to sea, and Sugar Tits is you just living. So right here I'm waiting, and he's Crunch. I'm like, no, not the Crunch. I hope it doesn't be critical hit. Defense gets lowered. But I level it. I'm like, yes, good job. And Queen shit, you suck it. See, I love Slow King. Slow King is the best. Just give it Trick Room and Nasty Plot, or throw it in there when Trick Room is going on. Just let it set up with Nasty Plot, preferably with 1 Nasty Plot, and it's gone, and you got it, won. So I find this Pokemon here. I'm like, man, how can I get this Pokemon out? The only thing I can do is just keep surfing. And a mistake he can do is Thunder Wave me. I'm like, why would you Thunder Wave me? But I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I forgot. I charged up 3 Nasty Plots, and the battle was over. I'm like, wow, that was amazing. And I'm like, wow. So the Lizard Team battle is next. Thank you guys for watching. Yep. Here, Lizard. Not gonna do the Lizard.